Hello, everybody. Well, hope everybody's having a good day. Got something here to look at. We're going to try to whip out a video right quick. I got a few things going, so I've been pretty busy. I'm trying to get some of this stuff knocked out and trying to get that car legalized yet. Trying to knock some of this stuff out and get a few things done because I have to do some running and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll try to take care of what we can take care of and get it done. What we got this morning is a Ms460 with a, I got to remember to call it by the right name. It's a bark box. Those of y'all that normally talk to me know I call it something else, but we'll just call it a bark box since that's what they're supposed to be called, I reckon. Not a fan of them. Don't care if somebody don't like it or not. I don't like them. Sorry. It's just the way it is. They do make power, I'm not saying that, but I don't like it. I just don't. It'll be alright. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and start tearing it apart and tell you. Y'all know I've been telling everybody that we have links in the description for our apparel store and for our Facebook group called Hopper Nation. Some people don't like it when I say that all the time. The contributions through the channel and stuff like that's what keeps us going. So, you know, that's why I try to talk about it a little bit here and there, because that's what funds all this stuff, kind of like the PBS channel on TV, the public broadcasting. We run off support from viewers like you, and I'm not just saying that, that's the truth. But I'm gonna try to get this thing whipped apart right quick. See if we can't get some stuff done on it. I got me a box there to throw my stuff in. I'm pulling the clutch cover off of it. I can't remember if I can just pull the clutch off of this one. I think I can and get the timing numbers. I don't remember exactly. I know if I don't shoot the E-clip across the room, it's better that way. Well, sometimes I give her a launching across the room. Try not to, but you know. Hopefully everything in here is good. He said this was a good running saw. Everything, so the spark plug don't want to come out. It's not stuck, it's like it's gooey. Don't look like it's running too bad. Okie dokie. Intake boots turned up there where we can get right to it, so that's a good thing. I'll make sure I can. Might put a zip tie or something on the throttle so I can see down in there to the throttle plate or the intake so we can get an intake reading off of it. I had some kind of glue in them holes. Hopefully that don't mean they are bad. Yeah, see, they make this thing so huge, and then they have to put that deflector in there to keep it from burning the cases. So why not just make this smaller so it don't look so funky? And then it's heavier and all get out. That thing weighs more than the whole muffler. Just ain't something I enjoy. But to each their own. Hey, this is one of the first ones I've ever had that had a darn shim in the back of it. Yeah, that front cover weighs more than that whole muffler does, I believe. They do make power, though. I will say that. They do. Don't look too bad in there. Go ahead and snap this out here. That way I can turn it by hand. Alright. It does need some cleaning on it, looks like. How's them plug threads? They look okay. We'll have to get the cylinder off and get a look at it. See how it looks on the inside, make sure everything's good. Let's go ahead and check the squish numbers. That way we'll have that already. Looks like it's going to be about 38. Yeah. Says 34. Right there on the tip edge is 33. Yep, I'm going to say 33 right on the edge. Alright, well, I'm not going to get the book out right now. I'm going to jot this down. 33 squish. Instead of getting the book out, I'm just going to write it down. Then I'll write it in the book when I'm done. That way I don't have all that trouble. Alright, I'm going to pause y'all and set up the degree wheel, and then we'll see what the timing is on. I'm going to show you all this. I ain't never got the clutch off. This was wrapped up in around behind the sprocket and the gear, and it actually got some in the bearing too, so I cleaned it out. Just pulled it off. Alright, I'm gonna finish setting up the degree wheel. I just want to show y'all that. I'll bring you back in a minute. Alright, now I realize that I've set the timing wheel up on the other side and I've already zeroed it. And I know y'all can't see it. Somebody's probably gonna get mad at me, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'll look down in here and put it off about right there. 70.6. We're going to call that 71. Intake 71 degrees. I'm going to shine it up through here. Right there is what we're going to call that. That's 100 degrees. Exhaust 100. I like that pretty good already. See if we can find the transfers. There we go. Right there. Them's kind of hard to see because of the reflection. About right there looks to be where it's at. That's 120, 129. Actually, real good timing numbers. Probably lower the intake down just a little bit and open the ports up. Clean everything up good. That will probably be right smart. So yeah, I got to do a little cleaning. I'm gonna go ahead and take the degree wheel off because I'm gonna do some cleaning and I don't want stuff all over the degree wheel. So because I don't like it when they're nasty. I'll throw it in the floor. Alright, let me get it cleaned up and we'll see what the insides look like. Alright. Got the cylinder off. Here's the piston. Now what we're gonna do before we do anything, I usually do this off camera. I'm showing y'all things that I normally don't show you. Take the copper, come in here and measure the cylinder. 5195. Yeah, 5196. Around 5195, depending on where you measure it. Yeah. That's a little bit larger right there. 5196. So around 51 millimeter, 51.96 millimeters. I want to go right here to the skirt of the piston and measure. That's 5193, 5194. Yeah. 5193, 5194. So that's about 3 thousandths or so, somewhere two or 3 thousand. 5192. Yeah. So somewhere around 3 thousandths a wire. But you want to measure, because see the crown of the piston's smaller. It's 5177. Crown of the piston where the ring lands is at, it's smaller because it expands. And there are people who keep saying that pistons are oval shaped and stuff like that. I've heard all kinds of stuff like that. I'm here to tell you right now, pistons are not oval shaped and they are not conical. That piston is not conical from top to bottom. The top up here, 5195, 5191. There we go. 5191. So it's got a little bit of wire in it, but pistons are cylindrical. They'll have a little bit of deviation from top to bottom, but most of this skirt right in here is usually pretty well the same. Up here is smaller, and there is smaller. And I know somebody come on there and swear up and down they aren't. I measured enough pistons to tell you they are. We want to check that thing. I like to put them in here and rock it left to right. There's very minimal play in there. So, yeah, I think that's good to go. I already checked the ring gap. The ring gap is good. So, I'm going to do a little porting on this cylinder, and then we'll get back to it. I'm not going to film the porting on this one because, well, the video is already 16 minutes long. So, I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to lower the intake down a little bit, clean it up. And I'm going to clean the exhaust up. Probably raise it just a smidge, since I am going to remove the cylinder gasket, which should bring my squish down to about 17 thousandths. I'm going to clean the carbon out of it. That'll probably help it out a little bit too. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this, and then I'll kind of show y'all what's going on afterwards. So I'll be right back. All right. Went in there and opened the exhaust up. Opened the port up a bit. Opened the bottom of the transfers up. I messed with the inside of the transfers just a little bit, but not much. I cleaned the intake up. I raised or lowered. Technically, I raised the intake, but raising the intake is lowering it. So we should be somewhere around 82. Should be somewhere around 100 on the exhaust. Because I'm taking the gasket out and lowering it down to get my squish up there a little bit higher. So yeah, that's where we're at. Good bit of grinding on this thing. I think I'm gonna put it in the cleaner and clean it before I finish the video. Piston ain't too bad dirty. It's pretty clean. I already cleaned it up with the polishing wheel. Made it slick and shiny. For some reason, all these pistons got a black spot on the front of them. I don't know why it's there. There's nothing in the cylinder to show it there or anything else, but for some reason it's there. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this thing over there and throw it in the cooker and let it be cleaned a little bit, because I want to get some of that old black nastiness off of it. And the cylinder needs to be cleaned up in there pretty good. I already cleaned it pretty good, but it's still a little bit of junk in there. So I'm going to take it over and run it in the ultrasonic cleaner for a while, that thing right there. And we'll get her done. We'll put her back together. See if it'll run. All right. I done something a little different with the muffler. I drilled a hole in it right there. Because with these bark box covers, they're designed to work with the muffler, so I'm going to try it like this and see how it does. The cylinder's almost done cleaning, so I'm fixing to get that. I modified the decomp. I just drilled the hole out a little bit larger. That usually helps with the compression whenever you lower the cylinder down, and the squish is a lot tighter. So yeah, I'm gonna get the cylinder out and clean it up. I got the piston put back on. I don't know if y'all can see it right there. Yeah, that was a little bit cumbersome, so I didn't film it because I had a dang time with it. But all right, I'm gonna get that cylinder cleaned up, and we'll be putting it back together here in just a second. Y'all hold on. All right, let's see what kind of fiasco we can get into with this. I don't know if y'all actually be able to see it or not. Get my ring squeezer. Make sure the rings are in the lands. squeeze that rascal around there. I'll take the cylinder, and of course I need something. This is always a chore sometimes. Getting this thing out of here is one of the reasons why I don't use it very often. Because I've got my sealer down on my base plate instead of my cylinder. Because I didn't want it to get all over it. Try to pull my intake back just a little bit. Lift up on it. It's easier if you don't have the screws in there to get the intake on. But it's almost impossible to get the screws in when the cylinder's sitting down on there. So I'm going to take my little 90-degree pick here and use the back edge of it. Don't never use the sharp edge. Using it like this up in the hole. Just about got it. Roll up on there. Get that intake on there before you bolt it on there. And I tell you, it's a real good idea to do that. Because sometimes it can be real aggravating to get it on there. And if you've got the cylinder bolted down, moving it around is almost impossible. Now I'm pushing the clamp back up on the boot now with the screwdriver and just slipping it up on there. That's why I run the screw out so far on the clamp whenever I'm doing it. Now that's back on there. So these some bolts in here. Hit the camera. Everything should be good. Go ahead and check this. I keep hitting the arm on the camera, sorry y'all. See what we got for squish. Come on. 20. Right on the dot. Yeah, that's showing 21. There we go, 20. That's what we wanted. Not too close, not too far away. Alright. Let me set the degree wheel up and we'll check the timing one more time and make sure what it is. Alright. Got it set on there, got it tightened up. Got the degree wheel on it. We're going to go on down and see what our intake is. We're about 76. That's about where we wanted to be. Intake, 76 degrees. Let's see. don't know if y'all can see the light shine through on my glasses or not. Trying to get it to 100. It's actually 100.6. It did change just a little bit, but it only changed in the small amount. Because it was 100 before. I'm just going to leave it 100. Because it's 105, 106 is what it's showing. The transfers should be a little bit lower now. Yeah, I'd say. Hey, a little drop of oil I seen it touch. 130. 130. I can't see real good. It's almost 131. We're going to put 131 on there. Our squish is at 20. All right. That ought to do. That ought to do. That ought to do. That ought to do. I gotta tighten this intake boot up before I forget about it. I'm gonna go back to hitting y'all with my arm, I guess, every time I move. That arm is really handy for adjusting the camera, but it does get in the way when you're trying to film kind of up close, and that's what I'm trying to do. So y'all get the best that I can show you on here anyway. I know a lot of this y'all can't see and it's annoying. I really wish that I could get down in there and film it, but there's just no way to get down in there to film it. I couldn't even if I wanted to. I had tape holding the throttle open so I could see down the carburetor. All right. Like this thing's gonna be quite nasty. I hope so anyway. I like the time and numbers. I'm probably not going to sit here and record all putting this back together, because y'all'd rather see it running than seeing me put it back together, wouldn't you? Alright, let me get her put together right quick. Alright. I got her put back together. Looks like this aftermarket gas tank's leaking a little bit. We're still gonna fire it up though and see how it runs. I got everything stuck back on it. I just poured the gas in it. Let's see how she does. try some compressor. Alright. I don't know if we got a bar or not. I think we might. Alright, y'all. It's later in the day. We out here in the woods. Let's see if my earmuffs is dry enough I can put them on, because this thing's loud. And I don't particularly like the sound of it. But I threw the 28-inch Suji on there so we can get a shot at it. Put some oil in it. We'll see what happens. It might fire up. We're gonna try it like this. That's all I can stand. I can't stand no more. Oh, my back gives out on me. Oh, mercy. All right, y'all. Well, that's that one for today. I'm glad we got it all done. It took a little while. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in between when I start and stop cleaning and assembling and stuff like that. I don't know exactly what time it is. I know it's the end of the day. I started on that thing first thing this morning, so. Oh. But we got her did. Perseverance pays off and my back's paying for it. All right, y'all. Hope y'all enjoy that. Y'all stay safe, be kind, treat each other the way you want to be treated. God bless. Bellhopper out. Woo!